decide to say, I want to throw soul, pop, R&B, all of this in this mixture and give them life? What made you decide to throw it all
Okay.
together? I love it.
Yeah, give it to people. I feel like growing up, I was always very eclectic. Like I was a kid who I feel like we all went through like our emo, weird punk phase, but like I actually really loved that music. And then I grew up listening to, the best of the best, Whitney, Michael Jackson, Aretha, because my parents had excellent taste. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. So, Lauryn Hill. And then of course I feel like I was raised by the TV kind of like I loved my Disney Channel, my pop girls of the 2000s. So I'm just like, okay, I really love all of this. And I got to the point where I was thinking, and I studied music as well in college. So I was just in the point of studying all these different things and learning and being a fangirl of pretty much everything. And I was like, who says I have to be one thing? Like a good song is a good song. And honestly, I just want to give it to the people. And I feel like, especially as a woman in today's society, especially as a Black woman, they're always trying to put you in a box anyways. I'm just like,
Yes.
fuck your box. I'm giving you everything. And you like, I wanted to get to the point to where I wanted to work so hard to be so good. Like even if you didn't, maybe you don't like my songwriting, maybe you don't like me, but you couldn't deny my talent, or maybe you didn't really like this, but you
Yes.
could admit, oh, okay, she can write. I just wanted to give something to where it's like no matter what you would usually listen to, you could kind of grab onto it and be like, that's not usually my vibe, but maybe now I'll take a look. So
And that's what's so amazing, because what I love is that your music, it definitely does embrace that traditional R&B lyrically, but in your sound as well. Your sound is, it's enriched with nothing but soul. But then your
I thank
melodies
you.
behind your music, and then all that's just collaborating with it, it's a new sound of R&B. It's a new wave where you can honestly get everybody. Nobody that is out there, there's nobody out there that's like, I can't catch on to it. No, you can, baby, you can. It's for everyone. That's what's so dynamic about your sound. Now, going back
Thank
to
you.
growing up, you said your folks, they listen to all these amazing artists, but what's so funny to me is that you are Nigerian, and you are a Nigerian that's creative in this creative space. I know your parents had some question marks to you wanting to be in this industry. What happened with that?
Yeah, I actually got really, really lucky. So I think because my parents, they came over here first generation and well, not first generation, but they come over here by themselves and do everything. And I remember my mom, she wanted to be kind of like, an Oprah or an Ellen. Like she really wanted to be in broadcasting, news, entertainment type of thing. And somebody told her that, oh, she was never gonna make it because of her accent. So she just kind of gave up and did what she had to do. And she loves taking care of people, and so she's a nurse.
Yeah.
So I feel like with me, when I was like, oh, I started dancing first. So they put me in dance at 4 years old. So I was always in doing something arts and creative and then singing in the church. So I feel like they weren't really that surprised. Um, and I was really lucky. They were actually supportive of it. But then I think it was after me that I have two other sisters and they're both are also music as well. And that's when they kind of started to be like, oh, don't you want to be a doctor? Oh, don't you want to do this? Are you sure about that? So it's like I was a trendsetter, and then they're like, okay, that was okay for you, but now you got everybody else trying to do it, like,
Right. So how do they feel about your music? Because of course they've heard your sound and they've seen the type of just kind of personality that you've created, that you are. What do they think? What's their opinion of it?
They're really, yeah, they love my music. I think my dad's favorite song is my first one. He just loves the beat so much. He really likes upbeat stuff. So he was
Yeah.
like, he listens to TMI all the time. And then he really likes the second to latest one, Look It Up as well. I think he really likes like the pop infused beats and like upbeat stuff. If he's really into reggae and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he just likes anything that's kind of like he's a party guy. So he's like instance. And my mom, she is like my biggest fan. Like anytime I post something, anytime before I even like take a brush or story, like 25 comments, share, da 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 da, and it's all her. Wow, thank you. Yeah, I feel like she is kind of I don't know, maybe something with foreign parents, but like she doesn't really know much about like what goes into like the writing and producing, but like she's just like, oh yeah, I love the beat, I love the melodies, I love your voice and everything. So I feel like I could honestly probably like release really bad stuff, and my mom would still be like,
Was still
oh,
celebrating because he's that
right,
supportive. I
right.
love
She's like,
it.
it's my child, it's amazing. So I'm just like, oh, thanks, mom, thanks, mom. But
But that's
yeah, she enjoys
great.
it.
That's great because you have such a supportive household. And I want to
I'm
know,
really
have you
lucky.
thought about maybe including that Nigerian beats and vibe, all of that into your music? Are you going to do that anytime soon? Because right now you definitely do catch every wave, as I said before, but I want to know if you're going to establish more of your culture in there.
Yes, I was actually thinking about that too with like looks and stuff. And I've
Yeah.
had some like Nigerian inspired looks for some shows and stuff when live shows were a thing. But getting more into that, I definitely want to use more like Afro beats. And I've been looking at a lot of Nigerian artists too. And I'm like, I really definitely do want to incorporate more of that into my music. Because I feel like growing up, especially because I grew up in a PWI, probably white area. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, right. I feel like when I was younger, looking back, I'm like, damn, I never wore like my afro in high school, or I never wore braids in high school. And I'm just like, it's almost as if I was like afraid to be black, or I'm really afraid to embrace my culture fully. And I'm like, dang, that's actually kind of sad looking back at it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
now I'm like, I really want to make sure that I really push that forward and really include it. But I also I don't know if you know Jackie Aina, she's a beauty, influencer guru.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm starting to see a lot of more people from the culture come up, and it's just so exciting to see. So I'm like, I definitely want to, because I mean the beats are lit, so I'm like, I definitely anything to spice it up and really give it more of a unique sound. I'm always down for it too, because I like doing what nobody else is doing and having what nobody else has. So anything that's more unique and flavorful, I'm definitely trying to
You
incorporate.
know, your family is from Nigeria, but you yourself, you're from Houston, Texas. You moved to Nashville, and as a singer songwriter, I know Nashville has definitely impacted your music and your songwriting skills. Let me know in what ways Nashville has been an aid to you as a singer songwriter.
Yeah, Nashville has really helped me out a lot. I feel like with focusing, because I feel like, I've been writing songs since I was 11, and
Yeah.
then I got to college, and I feel like I was really focused on, okay, being a really great singer, getting my instrumentation. I'm like really getting honing in on piano and sharpening up my guitar skills. And I was still writing and whatnot, but I feel like when I moved to Nashville, it was a way more collaborative effort. I feel like beforehand, it was definitely like I write all my songs myself. And it was just kind of like me, 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 me. So it was nice to get to Nashville, and everybody is so supportive and a collaborative effort when it comes to the songwriting. So it's nice to hear other opinions.
And you
And
said you went to Germany. You studied abroad in Germany.
yeah,
What was that experience like? That's actually pretty cool.
oh my God, the best experience of my life. I like always was trying to get out and go away. Like I just from the jump, I was like, oh, I want to live in the UK. I want to go to Europe. I want to live in London. So I never thought that I was gonna like, go to Germany. And then the opportunity came up to go to Pop Academy, which is pretty much like a grown-up version of Camp Rock, but like abroad. And I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm here for this. And honestly, some of the most talented people. And what I love is the school system there too. Like they have the top of the line recording gear. So much stuff is accessible to them. Like here was the main campus, here was my dorm, and then across was a 24-hour studio with top of the line everything available for you to use for free. I was just like, wow. In America, people
Wow.
are paying thousands of dollars here and there, and then you have to schedule studio time. You still might not even get it, even if you're paying all this tuition,
Yep.
blah blah blah. And here it was just like their college is free. And I was just like, I got a scholarship from the academy there too. So that
Yeah.
ended up being like my cheapest semester, and I actually got money back that semester. So it's kind of crazy. Like you think, oh, it's gonna be so expensive to study abroad, but the way it worked out, like it was my cheapest semester, and I learned so much. And I wrote some of my best work over there. I mean, it teaches you so much about yourself and about the cultures and things that were like I thought that was like a no brainer. That like okay, duh, everywhere has AC. Duh, like walking up the stairs, like I forget that even other nations that they might be first world, but the way their architecture is set up and everything is still so different. I just didn't even think like that. I was like, wow. And then even relationships, because I was gone for half a year, so 6 months. So my best friend at the time, when I left, she wanted to be a singer as well, but she wasn't. I don't think she really believed in herself as much and wasn't as driven. So then when I left, she just kind of ghosted me, and I was all like, what? And
Mm.
but I didn't
Mm.
expect to talk to you like every day because we're in
Yeah.
different countries and this and that. But it was just really weird because I was like going to a whole country where I knew nobody, had no friends, and I was like, oh, it'll be nice to have people back at home you can check in with every now and then. And it was just really weird. So I wrote some good music about that, and it put me in a really interesting space. I was really grateful and excited, and I made so many great friends, and it was really cool. I got to collab with so many people. It really did change my life, and I feel like it really upgraded and elevated my artistry as well.
That's awesome. Now you talked about you wrote music about it. Was that where the song Energy came from, or was that from a different experience?
That was a different experience. Energy, I know, it's always a story, always an experience.
I
So,
love it. It needs to
um,
be a story.
okay, ooh. So yeah, energy, that happened when I was actually going to school in Chicago. So when I was moving from Chicago to Nashville, and I had been in Nashville probably a year and a half now, and I was just noticing that, I felt like I was kind of putting more effort to maintain friendships and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
then and it was kind of something stupid at the time when you look back. Like I was like annoyed or upset that I wasn't invited on like a trip that everybody that my friend group was going on. And I was like, oh, I know I'm not, there all the time, but like it would have been cool if we don't see each other, so to, be able to take a cool trip and connect. And it was like everybody else but me, and we're like all best friends. I was like, oh, okay. And then it was just like they were mad at me because I felt left out, but I was all like, I feel like I'm valid to feel left out. And then it got to a point where I was literally just like, I don't have the energy to fight with you. Like I don't have the energy for this back and forth, this tug of war. And I was with my friend Kate Costantino, amazing writer, amazing artist. And I was just kind of like talking about the situation, and the song literally just wrote itself. Like I was literally just talking about, I just don't have the energy. It's just like I don't even want to fight with you. Like I just
Right.
like it's not you. You start to realize like wow, just like it's like in the pandemic we had essential business, and then in this time I was like okay, there's also essential people, essential things, and not everything is worth your energy. Not every situation is. Sometimes it's like I realized that okay, maybe the situation's not solved. Maybe we still have to figure out what's really going to work if we're going to still be friends or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the energy to fight about this, to be doing all of this for what? When I feel like it's just simple and it shouldn't have to be doing all this. So it came from that situation. But it's crazy, I'm a Pisces, so I can be kind of dramatic. But, you know,
But I
got the
love that
content.
song. It's a vibe. And what's so amazing about the song is when you listen to it, you can't just listen to it and not breathe in, breathe out. That is definitely a song to
Um,
inhale and exhale out of because it's just needed. And I think that not just in that situation, but in every situation that you get into, you have to think about, do you really have the energy for this? And do you really want to utilize the energy that you do have for such a pointless or meaningless situation? It's not worth it. And
period.
that song definitely hit me for that. And now you have this new song that you got coming out, well, it came out with Gabby Patrice, Our Year.
Mm-hmm.
I am so thrown off by that song because it came out in 2021 and you're claiming that 2021 is going to be your year. You're refusing to allow Rona or anything else to stop you from having this
Right.
year. So what are you excited about this year? What does this year mean for yourself and for new music?
This year it really is about, I feel like it's more about the mindset and the attitude. I feel like 2020 taught us all, or at least tried to teach us all. It was really the year of the pivot. We literally wrote this song, so it was released like early March. We literally had the right a year ago. We wrote it in 20 when the pandemic was just starting, and we were like, wow, because 2020 I felt like was gonna. I feel like we all had that mindset. Oh, 2020 is gonna be our year. Like we literally were like, oh, it's a whole new decade, this and that. Like we were
Yeah.
all so gun ho. I had so many shows booked. I was booked and busy. I was supposed to, I
I'm
was
not
so
booked and
excited for
busy.
the year. Okay, I was so excited for the year. Nothing was gonna stop me. It was already 2 months in. I feel like I already had done so much, and then the pandemic said, ha 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 ha, you thought, and we all just kind of were like looking for a loop and thrown, and we were just like, you know what, we want to take a positive spin, and even when stuff around you was crazy or not going your way, it's just like like okay, that was a setback, but like no, it's still gonna be our year,
Yeah.
or you might have these big crazy dreams and people be like, huh, that's not gonna happen. You're like, okay, well, it's easy for you to say because you've never done it. So I'm not gonna take advice from you
Yes.
because you haven't built
Yes.
a house, boo. So if I want to have a mansion and you haven't built a house, I'm not hiring you for the job. So of
Come
course
on
you won't
now.
understand. So like like that type of mindset, like okay, like we're the people, the comeback kids, we're fighting for it. Y'all don't have you might have thought you had all the answers and try to teach our generation one thing and put us in boxes and make us be okay, you gotta go to school, you gotta do this. But you know what? We are writing our own stories. It's gonna be our regardless, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna push through. We're gonna, so it was really the year of, I feel like 2021 is the year of, not really talking about all this stuff, but actually just doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay, get up and go to the gym. Okay, start writing those songs. Okay, reach out to those people.
Yeah.
Okay, apply for those jobs. Okay, release that music.
Go
Who
after
cares
it.
about the following? Yeah, this it's gonna be our year. Like that's so we were in that mindset and we just decided, like why sit on it? I feel like especially coming, it's been a year into the pandemic now. We wanted people to have a positive song that they can listen to and be like, yes, like I love Katy Perry. I feel like her, Pink, they're very positive. They always have all these inspirational bops, and I really
Yeah.
wanted to release something like that. I was like, okay, you know what? Like, why wait until next year? Why wait, to get your mind right, to start getting your dreams in place? Because if you have that mentality now, then maybe it might not be everything you wanted this year, but it's setting up for the next year, and then maybe the next year is really going to be your year. But if you just never start, then how is it supposed to happen?
When you speak and when you sing, the self-confidence exudes out of you. I need to understand, just for me, were you always this self-confident? Were you always this outspoken and just also body positive? Because your social media and just you in itself, you are so proud of your body, of yourself as an artist, as a woman. Were you always this way?
Oh, definitely not. I feel, yeah, I feel like I've been this way for a long time now, thank the Lord. But yeah, growing up, I was very, when I was younger, I was feel like I was very sensitive and shy, and I got bullied a lot, and I was like, that's when I kind of started feeling like the outcast, and I didn't really have that many friends, and people were just really mean to me, and I felt like for no reason, and that's where I turned to music, and music was my friend, and that was my saving grace, and I was like, okay, you know what? I may be a nobody at school, but I can, I can sing these songs. I can write these songs. I can go on stage and I can pretend to be somebody else. I can perform. I can be in this play. I can, be that, break or inspiration for somebody else. And that can be enough to get out of my own situation that is just not really working for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of slowly but surely, I started to find my way. And looking back now, I'm just like, damn, I can't imagine having this confidence and, being this body positive when I was actually in high school, when I
Yeah.
was actually in middle school. I'm like, I would have been that bitch. Like, it really is the art of just, of just not caring. Because back then, I feel like, and when it came time when I got to high school, I kind of started getting over the bullying stuff and everything. And I was, funny and outspoken. I had this, bubbly personality. And
Uh-huh.
I feel like I was confident, but definitely not as confident as I am now. Like I still was kind of more cautious, still very low key with, what I really, I knew what I wanted to do, but actually like, going for it and everything. I remember in middle school, I was too afraid to even audition for the middle school talent show. Like I was just so
Yeah.
shy, didn't want to sing in front of people, like so afraid. High school, I actually started going for stuff. I was turned down a lot, didn't make a lot of things, but I started putting myself out there more. And then by the time I got to college, and when I graduated, I was like, okay, I am not in this pigeonhole. I'm not around those people who have known me for so long, who have
Yeah.
this perception of me. Like I can
Yeah.
really do whatever the fuck I want to do. So
Yeah.
or
No,
I
I
can really
love it.
be
You're
whatever
right.
I
Yeah.
right, be what I want to be. And I'm not losing any more of my life to, insecurity because and it took some time because I had to have the confidence and the attitude of a mediocre white man because they might not fit the bill, but they're still
Come
applying.
through.
They're still going for it. They're still getting paid. They're still booked and busy. They're still somehow like
Yeah.
if they can do it, why can't I? If cause it was my whole life of seeing people who especially as a black woman, you have to be so exceptional just to get this much. And I was like, you know what? I've already, paid my dues. I've already, I've been in the background enough. I've hated myself enough. I've cried my tears. Maybe I can just try something different and go with that. Like, because at the end of the day, they're not paying my bills. They're not, of course, they're not going to think I can do it because they can't do it or they're not doing it or they haven't seen anybody who's come from where we've come from do it yet. So
Mhm.
that's not going to be my indicator of what I'm really here to do. I know that God has a purpose, God has a plan, and
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not here to be basic. Like I want to really you know be a change and help people and inspire. And how can I help others if I'm not even willing to help myself? I can't be pushing out, oh, we got to be confident and everything, and I'm still don't really like myself. Of course we all
Yeah.
have our days and everything, but I feel like it was really taking that look within myself and really forgiving myself too. Like it's okay that I didn't know everything I needed to know when I was 12 years old. It's okay that I let people treat me like that, even though they shouldn't have. but I
It
just,
taught you something.
yeah, it really did teach me a lot. So it's just taking those lessons and growing with them, and not staying there because of the shame or whatever, and just really okay, cool, that was then, this is now, and from now on, it's a different story.
It's a different period. It's facts.
Right. Period. Like,
But what would you? I want to know the Josey that you are today. What would you have told? What would you tell the younger you? Like now that you are this, because you used to call yourself an underdog, which I have a question about, and I'll ask in a moment. But you no longer can feel that way at this point. So that younger you that felt like an underdog, that felt bullied and felt just all the way pushed back, what would you tell her?
I would tell her, this is a good question. I would tell her, oh, what would I really tell her? I would tell her to not be so afraid, to really just do what you want to do, be who you want to be, go after what you want to go after, and also um, keep that, because even though your light was being dimmed or trying to be dimmed, keep that love. Even if you weren't getting love, keep pushing out that love and keep that love for yourself too. That's another thing with energy too. When you do have a bright light, and when people see that and catch on, it's easy for people to latch on and just take, and
Yes.
you're not being filled up. So just to make sure to really, because I feel like, growing up your whole life, your parents take care of you. I didn't really realize self-care and everything. Like, oh wow, I have to really be accountable for myself. I really have to. It's more than just bubble baths and face masks. I really have to take a mental check and be like, oh, I can't pour from an empty cup. So I need to really making sure that I'm not letting my cup get empty. So
Yes.
really just being more self-aware and unafraid. But just what's worse is gonna happen. Like I wish I took more risks back then.
Yeah. But now you feel like you are taking risk. I mean, like I said, you can't feel like the underdog now, but if you do, would it be personally or musically? And then when you did, was it either or?
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like it's interesting. Like I feel like with me and my own journey, like I
Yeah.
know that I have what it takes. I'm really confident in myself, and I'm happy and excited. But also, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, realistically, in the music industry, I feel like I still kind of am an underdog just because, oh, I'm unsigned. Oh, waiting for the world to catch on. I'm so happy that I have followers and friends and people who love me and are really pushing it. And even you found me and wanted to do this interview. Like it's just so amazing. So I'm just like, keep going, because I might be undiscovered right now. Of course, new artists, low key, unsigned, not really known on the compared to like the Ariana Grandes and the bigger artists. But one day, I'm gonna get to that level. I
I
just know
think
it.
that you are definitely giving so much confidence to all those little Black girls out there, Nigerian girls out
Oh,
there.
thank
And we
you.
are so excited for all the new music that you have coming out. Can you do me a favor and tell us where we can find out more about you?
Yeah, so you can find out more about me. Probably keep up with me on Instagram. That's easiest. Josey, Josey_OMO. I have a website, joseyofficial.com. So I need to update it, but that's where all like the main things will be: releases, all the press, bio, all the things you want to stock. You can go there. I'm also on Twitter, the same as my Instagram, Josey_OMO, and TikTok. But yeah, I'm here and I'm working on getting stuff released for the summer, and hopefully some more video and music video content too coming soon, and
Uh-oh.
an EP. So we're really working. We're trying to get it together for you.